So today we're going to talk about the 5 things that I hate about Wichita Falls. So stay tuned. We're getting started right now. Hey, welcome back. I'm Debbie Dobbins. I'm your host for this episode of Your Wichita Falls. And today I'm going to talk about the 5 things that I personally hate about Wichita Falls. Now, some of you are probably going, she always talks about how much she loves Wichita Falls. Well, let me tell you, some things I'm just not that crazy about. So we're going to start with, I am so upset that they are so on top of road management here in lovely Wichita Falls that when they're changing signs out for the freeway signs that look perfectly good to me, we're backed up for at least 15-20 minutes. Now, I've shared many times that we don't have any traffic in Wichita Falls. And frankly, I pretty much enjoy that. But here's the thing. I'm a Southern California girl. Oh my gosh, I was raised with traffic. From a little tiny child, there was always traffic. And you don't judge how long it's going to take to get from one place to another based on distance. You base it on the time of day, which nowadays it's every moment of the day. The time of day, how far you're going, and what freeways you have to traverse. Now, if you're like me and you're in business, if you schedule an appointment for 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you might get there at 3 o'clock if you left at noon, or you might get there at 3:30 because you didn't leave on time. And so what I really hate sometimes about Wichita Falls is there is no traffic.
What?
And I never have an excuse about why I'm late. Except for on those few occasions, as you can see from this little B-roll, that they were putting up new traffic signs on the freeway, shut down the freeway practically, when the old signs look perfectly fine. Now, here's another thing I'm really crazy about with Wichita Falls, is they take such good care of the roads. I'm used to in California knowing exactly how many times I'm going to hit a pothole before I have to go get a new tire. So what happens is my car lasts a lot longer. I'm not prepared for that in a lot of circumstances because I keep wanting to take my car in to get it serviced because I'm thinking that I'm driving on those California freeways and those California roads. That's not true. So the second thing that I'm not really crazy about with Wichita Falls, I don't know if hate's a strong enough word, but I have to check the weather every day. Now, I lived here for almost 2 years, and I kind of still do it a lot now. I don't get up in the morning and try to figure out what's going on with the weather or the night before, which is what a lot of people that live here do. I'm from Southern California. Every morning you wake up, you can pretty much expect that it's 75 to 85 degrees. You know pretty much what to wear. And you walk outside, and if you needed to put a sweater on, you did. And we're walking around in flip-flops. Here's the deal with this community. I never know what the temperature's going to be. We could have 40 degrees one day and 75 or 80 the next, or vice versa. When they say a cold front's coming in, you better pay attention because you're going to be wearing flip-flops one afternoon and a parka the next. So I find it a little annoying that I actually have to pay attention to what the weather is doing. And every once in a while, it'll look a little cloudy and stormy out there, and I find out that there's severe weather coming, which simply means that we're going to have thunder and lightning and some rain and maybe some hail. So the third thing that I really, really don't like about Wichita Falls is, I've shared this before, everybody's so darn friendly, which is fantastic most of the time. But every once in a while, I want to go back into my little California mindset and just go and do what I'm doing. Well, I run into somebody. I run into somebody that I know, somebody that's seen the YouTube channel, somebody that's worked with me, or nobody that I know at all. I'll walk into the Walmart or a boutique or a restaurant, and the wait staff or the employees are so darn happy. Hi, how you doing? Welcome to, and fill in the blank. Oh my goodness. Sometimes you just want to go in, get what you were planning on getting, and get back out. This community slows you down to the point where you have to stop and smell the roses, which I guess from a realistic perspective, that's where most of us should be, and I preach that, but sometimes it's just too much. So if you don't like people being friendly to you and helping you and opening your car door or carrying your groceries, helping you with a big box into the trunk, I can tell you, this is not the place that you want to be. So here's another thing that's really annoying about Wichita Falls, and that is that the airport is less than 10 minutes away from basically most places in the community. Now, I'm here to tell you that I've traveled around the world, lived in an airplane in certain years more than I lived in my own home, and most of the airports that I had to travel to in Southern California were LAX, Orange County John Wayne, Ontario, and first it took at least an hour to get to any of them, more like an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. Then you had to be there early enough to make sure that you got through TSA, and this is all before COVID, so now things take a lot longer. But because we have one TSA checkpoint, which is in the exact same location as the check-in counter and the gate, you can check in usually about 35 minutes before your flight, and it only takes 10 minutes to get there. Well, what happens sometimes is I get so lackadaisical because it doesn't take any time at all to get there, I forget. And then I'm rushing because I haven't set enough time aside to plan, because it was so fun not having to get up hours before your flight, drive in lots of traffic, and take 2.5 hours to get there, and then go through another hour and a half at check-in. So this is the thing that's really annoying to me about Wichita Falls, because everything is so close and so quick that you forget sometimes that you actually have to plan a little. And the last thing that I really hate about Wichita Falls is that there is so much good Southern food available that it is so easy for me to lose this girlish figure. There is barbecue, there is catfish, there is fried catfish with hush puppies, there is fried food, there's fried okra out there, there is, oh my gosh, some of the best alligator you've ever tasted. And of course, everything has these amazing sides. So there's potato salad and coleslaw, so much great, deep, rich Southern food. And then those Southern desserts on top of it. If you haven't had a great peach cobbler in the South, you just haven't lived. The problem is that I could go there and weigh 300 pounds just like that, because it is so absolutely delicious. That wraps up this episode of Your Wichita Falls. Those are the 5 things that drive me crazy about Wichita Falls. You make up your own mind. Put something in the comments below. Stay tuned for the next 2 videos. And if you have any questions about Wichita Falls, there's a link to schedule a Zoom call with me, and I'm happy to share anything about Wichita Falls, help you buy property, sell property, or finance property. Y'all come back now, you hear?